everybody, this is Dave on CRPG Dungeons & Dragons Night. And this is going to be another video about me talking about things that have happened while I was a security guard. Still am a security guard, but this is in my early years, so we're talking about 6-7 years ago. Maybe a little bit sooner than that. I don't quite remember, but this particular story takes place, I would say, at least a week or two after the events of the Pride Parade. And this is at the, I'm not sure what to call it. It was a Google convention of some sort. And this was in more in the downtown San Francisco area, I believe. I'm not very familiar with most of San Francisco, unfortunately. So we go there, and there's like this little emptied out bar and grill we go into. We go in there, and it's emptied out, like I said. All that's in there is folding chairs, and it's just to tell all these folding chairs are for all the security guards as we're showing up to sit down and wait to be assigned. And once we're assigned, we're taken downstairs into the basement where they have all the extra equipment for us to wear while we're at this convention. I get stuck with a group that's in basically the food delivery area, where all the food is being delivered into the convention and dispersed out to the various stands and whatnot. And so one of them, well, while we're there, we're still in the basement, and I'm getting ahead of myself, unfortunately, because this story is a little rough to tell. So we get our uniforms, and this time we get dress jackets. And I'm talking like the nice black dress, business-looking jackets with the buttons on the wrist and the cufflinks on the wrist, and button up. And we have to wear like a mock tie. The tie actually stops just below the jacket, and they're not real ties. They're actually just the clip-ons. So we're wearing those, and we also have to wear these walkie-talkies, which is the radio, and it's strapped underneath our jacket to our belt or our pant line. And we have the wire going up inside the jacket up to our neck. And then we have the earwig, and then we just when we want to talk to somebody, we just clip on. We grab the little clip here, we hit the button, and then we can talk, and they can hear us. So, and we can hear them, vice versa. So, we get all this equipment on, and I don't know really where I'm going just yet. I just know I'm going to the food delivery area, and someone's going to, the person in charge of that area is going to take us over there, and we're going to relieve the people that are already there and take their places. Well, the spot I was put in, there was no one relieved there. There was no one there. So I ended up in this one spot, far back corner of the area. You wouldn't actually notice I was there unless you were looking for me. That kind of area. So I'm sitting there, but I could see pretty much everything. I could see the garage doors, where the sliding garage doors where the trucks are coming in, dropping off stuff. They come in like about every half hour to an hour. A different truck comes in with different things, and it's me there. Then there's another person, kind of like a far wall. There's another person over there. He's a young kid. He's in his 20s. Mind you, I'm the only person that doesn't speak Spanish in this group, and pretty much, or Mexican, depending on what group they were. And I don't want to make any snap judgments, because tell you the truth, I have nothing against anybody. I have nothing against any races, any languages, stuff like that. So, but the situation is, we're going to be focusing on this girl named Angela. Angela, who is either Hispanic or Spanish, she's some sort of a South American group, maybe, or Mexican, I don't know. I don't know the languages, and I don't want to sound like I'm being racist. I don't know the languages, so I don't really know. And nobody talked to me, so I'm kind of clueless here. So what ends up happening is, she's put into this one little cubby area in the far end, straight across from me. I can see her. And what ends up happening is there's these two kids. I'm calling them kids because they're all in their 20s. I was already in my early 40s at this point. So, and they're all gathered around. But the thing was, periodically, I'd look around, and I don't see the guys anywhere. They're completely disappeared. They're nowhere to be seen. But, so I kind of step out a little bit out of my little spot, because they told me I could walk around as long as I was within that area. So I'm walking around a little bit, and I look around the corner, and there's 3 of them surrounding Angela, and she's sitting there going, oh, hee hee hee, oh, you know, the whole thing. And they're just sitting there just talking to her, hitting on her. They're all hitting on her. And I'm just sitting there going like, this cannot be the only girl you have ever seen in your entire life, guys. But yeah, they're all hitting on her. They're all you know, schmoozing with her. And our area leader comes by, and he's like, he looks at me and goes like, where is everybody? And I do. I point right over to where the group is. And he goes over there, and he says, guys, you can't leave your stations. Come on, you're here to do a job. You're not here to make girlfriend, boyfriend crap. And so they all disperse, and they're like, As soon as he leaves, I'd say not even within 2-3 minutes, they're right back over there again, schmoozing with her. And I'm going like, wow, it's like, you guys really don't care. You're just here for the paycheck and don't give a crap about anything else except what's going on between your legs and thinking about her, apparently. And I'm just sitting there going, oh God, I'm going to be doing this for the next 8 hours. And it was only an 8-hour shift, which I didn't mention before. It takes 3 hours on the bus to get there. Okay, I never mentioned this in the first one. We'd go over to a parking lot at a Walmart. And the Walmart in question is just on the edge of town. I have to take a bus or get a ride to get over there. And by vehicle, I'd say it's about 15-20 minutes away. Then I have to walk another 6 or 7 blocks to get there. So once I'm over there, then I usually have to wait like another hour and a half for everyone to get loaded on the bus and check in. Then it's about a 3.5 hour drive to wherever we're going in the Bay Area. And we also take a pit stop in a place called I'm trying to think of the name. Los Banos. We make a pit stop in Los Banos for picking up, some of us picking up breakfast, some of us picking up just snacks in general. And I will always suggest this: when you take these kind of trips, always bring snacks with you, because you're going to be sitting there for 8 hours, and you're really not going to have time to go get lunch or anything a lot of the times. And if you do, your lunch is going to be on the other side of where you're at, and it's quite a bit of a walk. So where I was at, I was still new to the job. I really didn't know anything. I didn't have any snacks or anything with me. But one of the ladies that worked the food court that was there, she goes, "Hey, you want anything? You want a sandwich or something?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, okay." About 15 minutes later, she brings me a sandwich. Doesn't just bring me a sandwich, she also brings me some cookies, something to drink, a bag of chips. I mean, every now and again, she was always bringing me something. But she wasn't bringing anything for them because they kept disappearing. Otherwise, she would have been getting them food too. And so, yeah, she would just bring me food periodically and say, "Hey, you want a candy bar or anything? Are you sure?" She goes, "Yeah, not a problem. Don't worry about it." She goes, "On the house." So yeah, she'll bring me something. And I wish I could remember that lady's name. But anyway, back to Angela. I have to be sitting through this for the next 8 hours of my shift. And at one point, I think the guy actually got fed up because they removed one or two of the guys from the area, sent them to another station, and I brought two more guys in. And you're not going to believe this. Those two new guys do the same exact thing the other group did. They all hover around Angela. I'm just sitting there going like, what is so special about Angela? Because I'm looking at her. And to tell you the truth, I'm not picky when it comes to the appearance of women. And I'm not seeing anything special about her. Maybe because it's the fact that, I'm 40 years old and she looks like a 12-year-old to me. So, yeah, and that's just not my deal. So, I'm just sitting there rolling my eyes every time I see these guys just hovering around her, and she's just sitting there the whole time going, oh gosh, oh gee, oh these men, oh boy, oh gee, what am I going to do, the whole time. And I'm just guessing because she was just sitting there with her hands behind her back, and she's just sitting there going, oh, listening to them, rolling her eyes and stuff. And I'm just sitting there going, phew. And so finally, our lunch break comes up, and I go to the station. I go to the station, and the head guy comes up. He comes up to me again. He goes, is everything all right over there? He goes, because every time I go over there, the guys are gone. He goes, and they're over with that work girl. She goes, what is she doing? And I said, I have no idea, because every time I look around, I have an entire area by myself, so I'm just basically doing everyone's job, because everybody kept disappearing, and they're all over in this little corner on the opposite side of me, behind these boxes. I go, they could be having sex back there, as far as I know, half the time, because sometimes I'll look over there and I see nobody. And this was true. It was like there was a couple of times I looked over there and I saw nobody, and I'm just sitting there going, please tell me they didn't go off to do some sort of gangbang or something. And I'm just sitting there going, because I have no idea where they would go to do something like that. And I don't want to know. but yeah, it's like they kept disappearing. And then all of a sudden they're all back, and they're all giggling and chatting and schmoozing with her. And she's giggling and carrying on. And I'm just sitting there going, I am going to throw up. But so finally, my lunch break comes up. Like I said, my lunch break comes up. I'm eating my food. He asks me questions about what's going on. And he decides that he's going to do a little bit of relocation with the guys. I said, if you really want to do something, relocate her. Because she's the center point of their attention. They're not paying attention to anything else. And so I get back, and she's gone, and now I look, and I'm back in my spot. But here's the thing. The guys that are there are giving me the dirtiest looks. Like, you removed her, you motherfucker. And I'm just, they don't say that, but they're giving me that look like, they're ready to lynch me for removing her. And I just, and one of them even came up to me and said, what the fuck did you do, man? I said, I didn't do anything. I just went to lunch and came back. And I wasn't going to tell them I did anything. I'm like, I don't know these guys. I don't know what they're going to do. I might end up in the alleyway with the shit beat out of me if I ain't careful. I'm still new to the job, so. But yeah, they're all pissed off at me the rest of the time. And so I'd say, and then a little while later we get a second break. Actually we had 3 breaks. We had a break a couple hours in. Then we had our lunch, and then we had another break, a couple hours later. And then it was just the 2 hours left, and we had to wait to be relieved. Well, while we're waiting the final hour is pretty much up, and I'm sitting there waiting. They're all sitting there waiting, and they're all fuming. They're pissed at me because the last 4 hours that girl was not there, and they want, I guess, they wanted to get some from her. Now they can't because she's not there. So, a little while passes by, and I think it's like 15 till. Our relief guy shows up. It's a different relief guy, a different team altogether, different lead group. So the relief guy doesn't even, our head guy doesn't even show up. It's a new head person, and she relieves pretty much everybody else. And I'm still sitting there. She forgot there was a station even there. She didn't even realize I was there. And so I'm sitting there. I think I stood there another hour. And I find out, I call on the radio. I go, hey, is anybody going to relieve me? I'm still here. And I get no response. A little while later, I call again. I go, hey, is anybody going to relieve me? Like I said, I went for like an hour and a half going, is anybody going to relieve me? I'm still here. And finally, she comes around the corner with a new person. She goes, and she's the head person, this girl. She goes, she's apologizing. She goes, we were trying to figure out who that was talking on the radio. I did not realize there was someone on the station. She goes, I didn't know there was a station here because it's all boxes over here. And I go, yeah, they put me back here behind these boxes. And she goes, I am so sorry. Here's your relief. Go ahead and head back to base. And I'm headed back to base. I get back to base. And as I'm walking in, there's the 4 guys, or the 3 or 4 guys. And they're sitting there, arms folded, waiting on me. Mind you, this is a full group of people sitting around. So it's like, and they won't even let me through the door. They want to kick my ass. And finally, one of the head people go like, whatever this is, it stops now. We know what you guys have been up to all damn day. You goes, you're lucky you're going to be getting a paycheck because we don't want you coming back. They go, we got it on camera what you guys have been pulling all day. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, thank God. She goes, he had nothing to do with it. We were watching you. We were letting you dig your own graves. And so you go, and so I never saw those guys again. But yeah, the girl came back, but this time they made sure not to have people that were going to go all oogly over her every time she showed up somewhere. And that's the story of Angela, the girl that had the male harem. And I don't know what else to talk about that situation, but yeah, that was pretty much it about her. And other than that, that whole the Google convention, I didn't even know what the convention was until about a year later when I went back to it the following year. But yeah, that happened, and I'm just sitting there going like, why are these people even here? If they're not here to work, why are they here? So thank you guys for watching. This was Dave on CRPG Dungeons and Dragons Night. This was another Tales from the Watch, which watch also means guard, or guarding in some places, so that's why I started calling this that. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.